This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.
This is a real thrill for me. For the longest time, I have wanted to interview Elias Fernandez, and he couldn't make it today, but we've got this other guy by the name of Elias Fernandez here, who happens to be the winemaker at Shafer Vineyards. People love what you do. That's got to be, geez, are you living a dream or what?
Oh, of course. It's a rewarding job, and that people, love our wine, and I'm fortunate enough to be part of that. So.
I got to laugh here for a moment because you probably noticed the sun is gone.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Where was I going?
I know. For go with the roof.
Yeah, I think we had a cloud out here. So I just finished my 33rd harvest here. So a few harvests, but since 1990, I became co-winemaker with Doug, and then in '94 he decided it was time for him to run the whole company, and it was time for me to just run the whole winemaking production end of it. So
33 harvests.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You're like 29 now.
Well, if you drink a lot of red wine, preserves you. It's been a ride. It's been a fun one, and it's no regrets. It's the learning process. It's just like life. You start somewhere and you end up somewhere else, and hopefully it's for the better. So the new wine is called TD9. So it's a tribute really to John Shafer, our founder. His bold move in the 70s, coming out to Napa Valley, not knowing really anything about growing grapes or wine, and bringing his family out here from Chicago and landing here where the estate is today in the Stags Leap district, and just learning how to grow grapes. And his first implement in the field was a TD9 tractor, and so such as the name TD9 is what the name of the wine is, and it's basically a Bordeaux blend of Merlot, Cabernet, and Malbec. Without John making that move, I probably wouldn't be here, and wouldn't have had the success that I have. So yeah, we call each other the three amigos. Yeah, basically, John founded the place. Doug and I. He allowed us to work here, and we together forged a path for Shafer. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't have time to reflect because I'm always looking, thinking just about the current wines and what's going on. But someday I'll look back and go, wow, that was pretty cool. So. Well, actually, Doug Shafer and I started a different brand. It's called the 84 Wines. 84 Wines is the brand name. It's a tribute to 1984 when both he and I started working together here at Shafer. And so, that is a fun project because it allows us to actually feel like we were back in the early days discovering, experimenting, and so we've come out with 3 varieties that are not made under the Shafer label: an Albarino, a Malbec, and a Petit Syrah. Well, Doug and I one day were been here 30-something years, and we were talking, and he said, wouldn't it be fun to make another varietal? And then we thought, well, if we only make 200 cases of it, and the way Shafer is known, everybody's going to want it, and it might be a bad thing for the brand of Shafer. So we thought, well, why don't we start another brand where we can make these 200 case slots and stuff, and it's just separate from Shafer and fun. So, and it rejuvenates the juices. It was definitely a time to reflect and just on how lucky we are. I live in Calistoga, so I was in the midst of really close fire, and then here in the Stags Leap district and above Atlas Peak, fire came through at Shafer. So between both of them, I was getting on both ends. So we were fortunate, we didn't lose any buildings or houses, or none of our employees did. So we're fortunate in that way. Some of our neighbors are not as lucky, and we hope that they can come back and stronger from it. But we feel really fortunate. We were about 99% done, and so we're in good shape. Some people weren't as fortunate, that way, but 99% done is pretty good in a situation like that. We left a little bit of fruit out, and I actually donated it to UC Davis so they could do research for the future on this, because there's so much unknown about smoke, taint, and so forth. But the vintage shouldn't be stamped with it being a smoke-tainted vintage. It won't be that way. There's so many, very little grapes out, really, when this happened. So I just got through tasting some of the wines yesterday. Great color, great extract, right in line of what we've been seeing. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 are all going to be pretty awesome. So,
some amazing vintages.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. There's going to be a lot of good stuff to choose from.
This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.
But I'm looking at you, right?
Please do, because I'm worth looking at.
Hey.